And we're done. Good. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. You talk to the players.
Gino, just your thoughts on how kind of Paige came out and seemed like a perfect night for her, day for her, to, her last game here before the NCAA tournament, and just really controlled everything.
Yeah, that's what you want to happen. Games like the Creighton game, where you're trying to win a Big East championship. Games like today, where it's, your day, and it means a lot. You want to show your best version of yourself. Doesn't always work out that way, but sometimes it does. And for Paige, the season's been it's flown by, so fast, like they always do. But I think she's on the right track right now. So you always want it to be special, and I think today certainly was for her.
Gino, can you assess Caitlin's regular season, and what are you looking for in the postseason? Because her history says that she's a very strong postseason player.
Yeah, you can see that. You can see why she would be that. There's a maturity to her. She loves being coached. She's taken on a vocal role. It took her about maybe a month to feel comfortable enough, and she plays with a lot of confidence, and she carries herself on the court and off the court with a lot of confidence. And I think everybody on our team and everybody on our staff lets her know all the time, how much she's meant to us, this year. And I am looking forward to the postseason, both the conference tournament and the NCAA tournament, because I think she's, being a fifth-year senior, I think she's going to add, a lot to what we're doing.
Gina, I know every player that comes here, they think about, they look at the names up there and they want to see their name up there someday. That's the end goal. What goes through your mind when somebody like Paige, who maybe always seemed destined to be up there, they take down that shroud and there it is? What goes through your mind when you see that?
It's I remember the first time it happened, and there was well, the first time it happened with Carrie Bascom, we didn't have all this, and we never had a chance to really celebrate it like this. So Rebecca was probably the first one that ever got to experience what this feels like, and what it means to me personally is a reminder that it's a huge responsibility when you recruit players with that kind of talent. They come with a lot of aspirations, a lot of dreams, a lot of goals, and you feel the weight of, you have to deliver that. You have to put them in a position to make sure that they get that. It's almost like if they don't get it, you failed, So when they do get to experience something like this, it kind of validates their work ethic and their commitment to being great, and it makes us as a coaching staff feel a sense of satisfaction, Obviously happy for them, happy for Paige, but at the same time, a sense of satisfaction. We promised this kid something, and we were able to deliver it.
I know it was senior day, but just how helpful is it to start games with just Aubrey's aggression and her effort on either side of the ball?
Yeah. As I said, we've got certain lineups that serve certain purposes, and that same lineup in a different scenario against a different team might not provide those same results. But for the first time in a couple of years, we do have the ability to adapt to what the game needs. And I thought today Aubrey was just like the other night. You know, she was instrumental in creating a tone, setting the tone for how the game was going to be played. And it doesn't always turn into easy buckets, but it does start the process of the other team feeling like they're constantly under pressure and every pass is going to be contested and every dribble and every shot. I don't know how many 5-second counts we got today, but that didn't happen a month ago, So having her really impacts the whole vibe of our defense.
4 or 5 second calls.
4? Yeah. And the offensive rebounds that she came up with. So, no, that's, I know, generally speaking, I know what we're going to get from Aubrey. And she generally doesn't fail, never fails to deliver.
Along those lines, can you talk about the defense today? You guys forced 24 turnovers, and then 10 of them were in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah. Well, we forced a lot of turnovers, and when they weren't turning it over, they scored. So I don't know that our defense was that great today. When we played Marquette last year in the Big East tournament, they had 26 for the game, and these guys had 34 at the half. And the only shots they made were threes and layups. So we were kind of animated at halftime, let's put it that way. Because I think you can get carried away with, we're scoring a lot of points, so it doesn't matter how many they get. And that's a bad way to go into the postseason. And I thought that third quarter we came out, and it was way different than the first half. So creating turnovers is really important to us because it gets us going transition-wise. But the third quarter, we executed better, way better defensively in the third quarter.
Gino, kind of on the flip side of Dom's question, I know Paige isn't one for, she doesn't prioritize individual accolades, but have you sensed even just going into today or during the ceremony, have you sensed that, like, she's realizing, like, I was able to do all this here and really have that sense of appreciation for her own path, or is she more so just focused on what's kind of ahead?
That's a good question. And if you'd have asked me X number of years ago about one of our players who had that journey and that path, and how do they feel, and what significance or what amount of emotion or, stuff like that, I would be able to give you a better answer. I think with a lot of these guys today, I don't think they know. I don't think they have the skills, the wherewithal to fully express how they really feel. I think there's a reticence about letting it all come out, putting it all out there, and letting everybody see this is who I am and this is what I feel like and this is what it all. I think it's there. I think it's inside, and maybe it'll, manifest itself tonight when she's by herself, or tomorrow at practice, or maybe in the NCAA tournament game here at Gamble, when she'll look up and go, "It's my last time in this building," But at some point, it's gonna hit home, and I hope I'm around to see the reaction.
You talked about it a little bit yesterday, but how did you like the way Ice came back today in her first
Fantastic.
game?
Fantastic. I thought, Ice thrives on confidence, like success, I should say. Success gives her confidence, and she needs to feel and taste success. And when she does, she just blossoms right in front of your eyes on the court. This is the best condition, the best shape she's been in since she got to Connecticut. She's worked incredibly hard. All year long, she's gotten better and better defensively. She's always been a terrific passer, and you saw that today. I think making that three at the halftime buzzer is huge for her, because she has really, really struggled shooting the ball this year. And I know she loves to shoot it, and she's pretty good at it. So, not having played in a long time and playing today, this game is going to really, now, I could have to eat my words, but my guess is a game like this pushes her forward to having a great weekend next weekend, like she did last year. Ice is really, really good when she feels like you really need her. That's what happened last year. She knew Aaliyah wasn't going to play, so she felt like we really, really need her, and she has no choice. She has to do it. I think when she feels like, well, we got a bunch of other guys that he can sub me out for, she doesn't work as well that way. So hopefully this gets her in the right frame of mind for next weekend. Makes us a different team.
You've greeted a lot of different parents over the years of players. I saw you today with a former All-Big East player that you tried to stop not that long ago with AZ's mom. What's the dynamic there with that? Does it feel a little different with her and you?
What a pain in the ass she was to play against when she was at Georgetown. I mean, just relentless. That's the best way I could describe it. Just a relentless competitor, tough, and edgy. I said something to her today when she came up there. How I said, this is going by way, way too fast, and she said, yeah. I said, this was fast, and she remarked, way too fast. And so did Tim, her dad. So, I think they, like anybody else, I think you want to try to hold on to it for as long as you can, But it's funny today, Katie, AZ's mom, and then Pam Rothfuss back then had a senior night because she played for me, and now her daughter is one of our managers. It's like I really need to be reminded one more time that I'm old. Like, that's just what I need, Kids that started work for me when they're my grandkids' age or something like that.
Mike, and then Maggie, and then we'll finish up with you.
Gino, Paige was devastated to finally miss a free throw there, and it's like it was going to ruin her. What was otherwise a pretty cool day for her. She obviously takes a lot of pride in her efficiency. I think she's right at like 90%. She's at 50% from the field, 40 from threes. What do you think of the efficient ways she's built her season?
Yeah, that's been a point of contention with her the last couple of years. That there was a point in time earlier this season when she was shooting like 60% from the floor, 58% from the three-point line or some crazy number, and 83% from the free throw line. And that was the contention that we used to come with all the time. Said, we got to get her, we got to keep the ball out of her hands at crunch time because we don't want to go into the free throw line. So we were just constantly, picking on her, and having fun with her because we know how serious she is about all that. That she prides herself on, being called the most efficient player in America. I thought it was a little. Maybe it's because it's Oscar night. It's a little over dramatic. I thought it was a little much. The reaction to missing the free throw. I just turned around and started talking to my staff. I didn't need to be witness to anything like that. I'd go home and watch a movie if I wanted to see that kind of bad acting. But she takes great pride in it, man. She takes great pride in it, and everything she does. She got her ass kicked today by Jenna in a half-court shooting contest, and it was like, she just lost, a national championship game. So to her, being perfect and being efficient and being thought of as that I can do anything and I can do it better than anybody else, really means a lot to her.
Now that you guys shift gears into the postseason, just what's the biggest priority this week before the Big East tournament starts on Saturday?
I would say the thing that we've been trying to get better at, and we weren't great at it today in the first half, was doing a better job of taking away some open looks from the three-point line, and doing a better job of our ball screen coverage, because those are two things that every team seems like in America wants to do. There's a ball screen somewhere coming, and there's a bunch of threes going up. Everybody wants to play that way. So going into postseason, I would say, too many of those open threes, too many mistakes on your ball screen coverage. That's the fastest way, I think, to get knocked out of the tournament.
Yeah, as often happens this time of year, one of your former players is in the NCAA tournament, right? Wendy Davis got St. Joe's in there yesterday, and it's been a long time coming for her.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was your first to become a coach, but what are some of your thoughts on what she's done in the game?
It's crazy. The kid that played on her team was the first to go into coaching, Chris Lamb. And actually before that, Megan Patterson, now both of them, and then Wendy followed. Wendy was the first, I think, to experience the tremendous success, both at Western New England, then at Trinity, where she really got it going, and now at St. Joe's, and none of that surprised me one iota. You talk about a kid who was so independent, so self-sufficient as a student. I think all she needed was, in September, give me the syllabus and I'll see you at the finals. And in basketball, let me play, coach me, and I'll do the rest. Because she never, ever missed practice, missed an assignment, knew how to get open, smarter, shot it like nobody else ever in the history of the Big East at that time, and did it without any fanfare. I was always unbelievably amazed watching her play. Her attention to detail was second to none. So I'm sure she carries that over to her coaching, and it's no surprise that everywhere she's coached, they have tremendous success. Yeah, I've been fortunate, man, and she was one of them. The best three-point shooter in the history of the Big East at that time, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
Hi, Coach. Just like you mentioned before that you've been a part of a lot of senior celebrations. As a coach stepping into these ceremonies, how do you feel? Does it differ from the past? And then just coming into it, just how do you feel knowing, it might be some of these players' last time playing before they embark on their new journeys?
I would say, everything changes. There's a difference to what senior day, senior night. There's a difference in the way it's evolved from 40 years ago, and it probably should be because everything else is different. Everything else has changed. Everything else has evolved. Well, not everybody's evolved, but things have changed for sure. There's a part that hasn't changed. That part is how much this means to the families of the kids. That's still the same. Yes, the amount of pride and how grateful they are that their kids have had an opportunity to accomplish all these things, and how they can celebrate with their kids. From a coaching standpoint, each and every kid that comes through here, by the time senior night comes around, there's one or two things that you take from each of them that you remember the most of anything. Some it's more personal, some it's not, but all of them leave a mark. And I always, I'm famous for always appreciating them way more when they're not here than when they are here. So I think today is a reminder to kind of you should probably appreciate it more while it's going on. I usually wait till they're not here to tell them, I wish you were here. Ay, ay, ay.
Paige, I know most players, and I'm sure you're one of them, come here and they kind of stare up at those names when you first get here, and probably been staring at them for 5, 6, 7 years. Just wondering, what it was like for you when you saw that thing, the shroud off, and your name is up there along with those others.
Yeah, definitely surreal. I don't know, the stuff that's happened to me here, happened to the team here, you don't really reflect on it until it's over. So it's still, to me, feels like a dream, and it's not real. And it was really cool. I didn't know that was happening today, so to have that experience, to share that with my teammates and my coaching staff, it meant a lot. Same time you did, unless you already knew. Oh, never mind. I found out as it was dropping.
Caitlin, Aubrey and Paige went through 2 senior nights, but this is your second, but different, obviously. That's different from what they've been through. Can you sort of compare, contrast the emotions from last year at Princeton to today, the feelings you went through, and, in this, in a way, at least you always knew you had next year at with, your college career, and this is the final. Can you just compare and contrast all those emotions, if you would?
I feel like it's pretty similar emotions. Like, I feel like the bonds and friendships I've made here certainly have made an impact on my life, and I'll definitely miss my friends here the same way that I felt leaving Princeton. I think it's a little more scary not knowing what's coming after in a few months, or I guess in a month. But besides that, I would say pretty similar feelings and emotions.
For you, Paige, how contagious is it for all of you guys when Aubrey's playing with such aggression like she did today?
Very contagious. We all love Aubrey and the energy that she brings, and just the smile that she brings, and what she brings every single day at practice, off the court, how funny and goofy she is. And when she's playing like that, it just ignites the team to want to play like that with her. And we're super, just happy and excited for her to be back on the court with us.
Paige, there's kind of a trend going on around TikTok where, like, if you had coffee with your younger self, what would you say to them? If you had the chance to talk to yourself coming into Gamble for the first time, now with you seeing your name in the Huskies of Honor banner, what would you say to her?
I think I've been living by a mantra lately of stand firm. And it's really me grounded in my faith and standing firm in who I am. There's comparisons, there's people telling you you need to be this, you need to be that, but to stand firm in who you are and what's gotten you here, and just to be grounded in your faith and that God has equipped you with all that you've ever needed. He's makes strength in your weakness, so what other people see as a weakness or a bad thing about you is really what makes you great, and what makes you different. And just have fun in life. That's what it's all about. Enjoy the relationships, enjoy the experiences, never take it for granted what you're doing, and just to share that blessing and share having fun with the people around you.
Paige, you seemed devastated to finally miss a free throw there. Did that threaten to ruin an otherwise cool day for you? I'm kind of joking around, but how much pride do you take in the efficiency of your play?
Yeah, I was shooting for something, and I was trying to go 6 for 6 on the day. It felt like I had got, basically, bad thing had happened to me when I missed that free throw. But, yeah, other than that, it was pretty cool. Pretty nice.
Paige, since we're asking you kind of about your legacy, and that's something that kind of is a theme of today, have you thought at all about what you want your legacy to be here, like when you're gone, to the school, to the fans, to anything like that?
Definitely a person who wore the jersey with pride, loved her teammates, loved her coaching staff, enjoyed the journey, embraced the journey, and made an impact more than what is possible on the basketball court in terms of giving back to the community, making an impact here at UConn. I said before, it's hard to stand out here with everybody who's came and went and all the legends, but just to be remembered for being a great teammate, a great leader, somebody who gave with what they've been given. Yeah.
AZ, I don't know if you looked at the rest of the team while the senior video was playing, but it appeared that really all of them were just staring at the video board, just kind of starstruck. Can you kind of elaborate on the team dynamic between you four and all of the underclassmen that will be here next year?
Yeah, I mean, Peter does a great job making that video as like gut-wrenching and emotional as it possibly can be, but I mean, it felt different being kind of on the other side of that video today than being that underclassman watching all your seniors, and you know it's not your last game with them, but still it's like that emotion of they're about to be gone. These are our last few games. We got to hold on to every moment we can. But I think just all the emotion there shows how close we are and the bond that we have, and how on and off the court, like, we'll do anything for each other. And just like these coaches have put us, like, this group of 14 people together, and kind of like what Caitlin said, like, I never knew, like, I did not expect us to be friends. I thought maybe we'd be friends. But I wasn't expecting us to be as close as we were, and just these lifelong relationships that we have now, like, I'm so grateful for it, and I know all of us are.
AZ, for you, how fast did these 4 years go, and possibly did it go fast enough that you'd like a fifth?
These 4 years have both been fast and extremely slow at times, and I really can't believe that it's already been 4 years. I remember being a freshman and thinking, like, oh, it's going to be a long 4 years. But the coach says it every year. It goes by. Each season goes by. The 4 years go by so fast. And, I mean, we'll see about the 5th year, but I am so grateful for the time that I've had.
For any of you guys, Coach is saying he doesn't really see any of you guys really kind of get emotional today, or kind of feel the full magnitude of kind of the last of everything. So has it hit you, the emotion of today, yet at all, or is it just kind of something that you're still marinating on?
I don't think it's fully hit me yet, because like the season, we're still going and stuff, but I definitely almost teared up watching the videos. But for the most part, I feel like later on tonight, maybe I'll cry or something. But as of right now, I don't think it has fully hit me yet.
Paige, Ice came back today after being out the last few games, and Gino said a few times that this is the best she's looked since she's been at UConn after this absence. Just how have you seen that time off really help her going into the postseason?
Yeah, I think it helped her refocus on what she's playing for. Ice is a woman who's grounded in her faith as well, and so her sticking to just being grateful that she gets to play the game, and obviously having an injury, having a mini setback, it refocuses you on that. And then how hard she's been working to get back. I think she's been extremely motivated. She saw how she was playing before and how she could get better and how she was learning even though she was out. But she just looked extremely motivated today, and like she just wanted to come in and play her best basketball, and that had nothing to do with shots made. It was hustling, getting offensive rebounds, screening, making plays for the team, even just changing sides of the floor with the ball. It really seems like, I mean, she was just aggressive and in a really good space tonight.
Kate, when you had a lot of postseason experience at Princeton, what do you hope to bring with that experience to UConn as you head into the Big East tournament and, even looking ahead to the NCAA tournament?
I'm just looking forward to playing some more games together. I think just keep doing what I'm doing. I feel like there's nothing that we really need to change. Like, I feel like we're all just staying focused on our goal ahead and just like continuing to push and do whatever we can to reach that goal.
Thank you.
Thank you.